Bullets may fly round, but I lay down. I feel safe and sound on solid ground. How can I lay down, but I lay down. I feel safe and sound on solid ground. I feel safe and sound.
Welcome to AI Insiders, your hub for the latest in artificial intelligence. Dive in for news, insights, and tech trends. Enjoying the show? Like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay updated.
Okay, so imagine you're writing a movie script, right? And you want the main character to be you, but not just a picture, an actual moving, talking you on screen.
Okay, I can see where you're going with this.
So then it gets really interesting. You've got your character riding a giant bright blue emu through, let's say, downtown Tokyo.
The blue emu in Tokyo.
Yeah. Now try to really picture that, every little detail. Can you see the emu's feathers, ruffling in the wind? Hear the city noises, your character's hair blowing around? It's tough to get it all perfectly clear, right?
It's a lot to hold in your mind at once.
And that's what's so amazing about this new AI from Meta. It's called MovieGen. You send over a ton of research on it. Basically, it makes videos and even audio, like whole movie scenes, just from what you tell it to do, from text prompts. It's like giving your imagination a superpower.
And the really wild thing is, MovieGen isn't just one thing, you know? It's like a whole bunch of different AI models all working together. Each one has its own specialty.
So it's like a film crew, but with AI instead of people.
That's a great way to put it. And just like a real film crew, they have to coordinate perfectly to make something incredible.
And they're getting some seriously impressive results. We're talking crazy high-def videos, different aspect ratios, you name it. And get this, personalized videos, so you can literally be in the action yourself.
That's one of the things that makes this such a breakthrough in AI. MovieGen can do things that were impossible before. Like, it understands how stuff moves in a scene as time goes on. It's not just making a still image. It gets how the visual world works like a real director would.
It's not just, some simple animation. This is next level stuff. The quality is incredible. I was reading how it's even giving those commercial systems like Runway Gen 3 and Luma Labs a run for their money.
Oh, absolutely. And a big reason for that is this thing called MovieGen Video. Think of it as the head honcho, the director of this AI film crew. It's a massive AI model, and I mean, seriously massive. We're talking 30 billion parameters.
Oh, okay. Time for a tech breakdown. 30 billion parameters. What does that even mean? Is it like having 30 billion brain cells all dedicated to making videos?
I like that analogy. It basically means it has a massive amount of information to work with. Each parameter is like a tiny piece of knowledge about how visuals work. Like, think about a library with 30 billion books.
So it's like this AI went to super powered film school for thousands of years.
Something like that. But the cool thing is, it didn't just memorize those images and videos, it actually learned the rules, the underlying structure, like how objects interact, different camera angles, even basic physics.
Okay, so back to my blue emu daydream. MovieGen could actually figure out how that emu would move, even though it's totally made up. Exactly. It applies those rules of physics and biology to make it look real, even if the scenario is totally out there.
That's wild. All right, now for the part I'm most excited about, those personalized videos. How in the world does it take, my face and actually make me a character in a movie?
That's where personalized MovieGen video comes in. They trained this one specifically on videos of people, and it figured out something super clever, how to tell a person apart from the background. Okay, so it can put me in that Tokyo scene with my blue emu, but it doesn't just look like you pasted my face on someone else's body.
You got it. And to make that happen, they got really creative with the data they used to train it.
Oh, like what?
So instead of only using images from the same video, they mixed it up a lot, Trained it on images of people, even the same person, from totally different videos.
Wait, so they might use a picture of me from, my vacation last year and combine that with a video of someone else running through the park? What's the point of that?
That's the genius part. By using all those mismatched pairs, they essentially force the AI to learn how to create a character that actually moves naturally, expresses things, not just copy the exact pose from one picture. It's like if you want to teach someone to dance, you wouldn't just show them one person doing the same move over and over again, right?
Yeah.
You want them to see lots of different moves from different dancers.
Wow, that is clever. So it's not just capturing a snapshot, it's more like capturing the essence of a person.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got the video down, even how to personalize it. But what about editing? Can this AI be like a film editor too?
It can. MovieGen actually has a whole separate model just for that MovieGen edit. It's like, having a magic wand for your videos. Seriously.
Come on, really?
Yeah. Want to change the background of a scene, swap out one object for another, it can do all that. And here's the thing. It works on real videos and the AI-generated ones.
Hold on. Are you telling me, like, I could take a video of, say, my dog catching a Frisbee in the park, and with this MovieGen edit, make it look like he's catching it on the moon or something?
I got it. And it's actually pretty amazing they were able to pull this off, because training an AI to do this kind of specific video editing, it's really hard. There's just not much data out there for how to do it at that level of detail.
But how'd they do it? That's what I want to know. Like, where do you even start teaching an AI? Something like that.
All right, so get this. They use this technique called back translation. Imagine trying to learn, like, a whole new language, right? But you don't have a dictionary, no phrase book, nothing.
Okay, sounds tough.
One way you might try is by translating something back and forth between the language you know and the one you're learning. So each time you go back and forth, you start to kind of absorb the new language,
So they basically had the AI, like, become a translator, but for video editing.
Exactly. They'd have MovieGen edit, make a change, then describe that change in reverse. And by doing this over and over, it eventually learned how to edit without needing tons of examples. Pretty wild, huh?
It really is. You mentioned earlier that MovieGen's training data, the videos it learned from, had to be, like, top-notch. What were they looking for specifically?
Oh, yeah. You can't underestimate how important the training data is. It's like, think about if you want to be a great filmmaker, you wouldn't just watch, like, any old home movies.
No, some home movies are cinematic masterpieces, but I get your point.
Fair enough. But you get the idea. You'd study the best of the best, right? The films that really push the limits, set the standard, that's what they were going for with MovieGen.
So no grainy vacation videos or blurry cat compilations.
Well, they had to be picky. It had to be high quality, aesthetically pleasing stuff. And they needed a variety of landscapes, portraits, nature scenes, action sequences, the whole shebang.
So they're like those super serious film critics deciding which movies are worthy.
Pretty much. And they had to make sure all those captions were accurate and detailed, so they even used another AI to help with that, the Llama 3 video model. It's like AI learning from AI.
Whoa, that's next level. But even with all that, different videos have different lengths, aspect ratios. Was that a problem?
It could have been, but they had a clever solution for that too, bucketization.
Okay, you're gonna have to break that one down for me.
All right, so imagine you've got this huge bin of Legos, all different shapes and sizes. If you're trying to build something specific, it helps to sort those Legos first, right? Put all the similar ones together.
Makes sense, yes. They categorized all the videos.
Exactly. They grouped them by things like aspect ratio and length. That way, the AI could learn from all those different formats much more efficiently.
Smart. But still, even with all that organizing, this whole process just seems massively complicated.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, think about it. Training a model with 30 billion parameters on a data set of videos that huge, that takes a crazy amount of computing power.
I'm getting a headache just thinking about it.
Uh-huh. Right. They had to use all these fancy techniques to make it even work, like model parallelism, data parallelism, even something called activation checkpointing to save on memory.
Okay, I'll be honest, some of that's going over my head. But what blows my mind is that to the average person, they don't see all that complexity. They just type in what they want and boom, the AI makes a movie.
It's like magic, right? But so much work goes on behind the scenes. Like watching a beautiful dance, you don't see all the hours of practice, the technique behind every move. But that's what makes the final performance so great.
Totally. Okay, so they've trained this AI, optimized it, it's ready for its big premiere. But how do you judge something like this? How do you know if an AI is actually good at making movies?
That's where the whole evaluation process comes in. And they didn't mess around. They came up with a whole new benchmark specifically for this kind of text-to-video AI called MovieGen Video Bench. It uses 1,000 different prompts, way more varied than anything they used before.
1,000? What kind of prompts are we talking about?
Think of it like 1,000 different movie ideas. They cover a huge range.
Yeah.
Human activities like someone cooking or dancing, animals, nature scenes, stuff involving physics like things falling and colliding, even some really out there stuff, abstract concepts, surreal imagery, you name it.
So they're really putting this AI through its paces.
Yeah.
What are the judges looking for when they're watching these AI-made movies? What makes a good one?
They're looking at a few key things. First, how well does the video match the prompt? Does it actually show what the prompt asked for? That's the text alignment. Then there's the visual quality. Are the movements smooth? Are the frames consistent? Does it look good?
So it's kind of like judging a film student's project, right? But the student just happens to be AI.
Yeah.
So it has to nail the technical parts, but then there's that other layer. Did it capture the feeling, Does it make you feel something?
Exactly. They call that realness and aesthetics. Does it look like it could be real, even if it's something impossible? And beyond that, is it actually interesting to watch visually?
So it can't just be technically correct. It has to have that artistic start.
Totally. And to figure all that out, they use a mix of, real people as judges, and then these automated metrics, too.
So the AI is getting notes from the audience and the critics, just like a real director. Okay, I gotta know how MovieGen do.
It actually blew everyone away. They tested it against a bunch of other systems, including the ones everyone's talking about, like Runway Gen 3, Luma Labs, even OpenAI Sora.
Those are some big names in AI, so what happened?
MovieGen consistently came out on top, no matter what they threw at it. Better text alignment, visual quality, that realness and aesthetics we were just talking about, it nailed it all. The judges were seriously impressed, especially with how natural the movements looked, how believable the scenes were, even with the crazy prompts.
So it can make, like a talking dog riding a unicorn through a rainbow sky, look like a National Geographic special. I'm convinced. But okay, before we go totally down the rabbit hole, let's talk more about those personalized videos. That's the feature I keep coming back to. It just seems like it could change everything.
I know, right? It's like the ultimate form of self-expression. You could put yourself in any story, any movie, anything you can imagine.
It's like having your own personal holodeck. But how does it actually work? Seriously, how do they take my face and make it into a real moving character?
Okay, so it starts with just one picture of your face. They feed that into this special AI, a vision encoder. Think of it like, facial recognition, but way more advanced. It can really understand what makes your face unique.
So it's not just looking at pixels, it's analyzing the features, the shapes, everything.
Exactly. It pulls out all those key details and uses them to guide the whole video creation process.
But how do they make sure it doesn't look all weird and like face swappy? You know what I mean?
The million-dollar question, right. And what they came up with is super clever. Remember how we talked about MovieGen Video using all those mixed-up training images from different videos?
Yeah, like using a picture of me for my birthday and a video of someone dancing to teach it how to make me dance.
Exactly. Well, they did something similar with the personalized MovieGen Video. Instead of always matching the face and body in the training data, they scrambled it up.
Wait, so they take like a picture of me laughing from one video and use it with a video of someone on a roller coaster.
You got it. And by training it on all those mismatched combinations, they essentially force it to learn how to create a character that really expresses things, that moves naturally without being limited to the exact pose of that one picture.
It's like teaching it to understand the spirit of a person, not just what they look like in one moment.
Yeah.
So did they test out this personalized version? How'd it do?
Oh yeah, they put it head-to-head with another top system, ID Animator, and MovieGen was the clear winner. Way better at preserving people's likenesses, even when the characters were doing complicated actions, showing lots of emotion, all that.
So it can make me laugh, cry, scream my head off on a roller coaster, and it still looks like me. Okay, I don't know if that's amazing or terrifying, but it's definitely the future.
It's definitely something, that's for sure. And of course, like any powerful new tech, there are some ethical questions that come along with it.
Well, that's a whole other deep dive for another day. But for now, what does all this MovieGen stuff mean for everyone listening, for everyday people who are just starting to wrap their heads around all this AI craziness?
I think it means that what we used to think of as impossible is getting closer and closer. MovieGen's just the beginning. We're going to see so many new creative possibilities, new ways to tell stories, things we can barely even imagine right now.
It's pretty mind-blowing. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into MovieGen. From those super realistic videos created right from your words to those personalized avatars that really capture who you are, this AI is really pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. If they can do all this today, imagine what they'll come up with next, right?
I can't wait to find out.
Thanks for joining us on AI Insiders. If you enjoyed today's chat, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Stay curious and keep exploring AI with us. How does that sound?